Welcome to the Air Moon Eris channel. For tonight's reading, we have 4 piles to choose from. You can just choose one of the 4 different color candles. Group 1, we have the orange candle. Group 2, we have the purple candle. Group 3, we have the green candle. And group 4, we have the pinkish candle. So you can take a moment, close your eyes, take a couple deep breaths, whatever it is that you need to do to help you choose, and then you can use the timestamps in the description box to jump ahead and to the reading of your choice. We'll start with group 1. Okay, welcome group 1. If you chose the orange candle, then this is your reading for tonight. You have to bear with me as my voice is still getting a little bit better as I recover from being sick. Anyway, so the cards that we have, we're starting out with the Page of Swords. I feel like someone's been maybe having to do with some sort of like foundations being a little bit, I don't know, I wanted to say immovable, but really what I think of is like not having steady ground, and then it can kind of put us in a stance of being a little bit defensive because things are kind of uncertain or unknown, or something maybe changing, or someone's trying to approach us, something like that. I'm not really sure what it is for so far. The next card that we have is a 10 of Cups. And so it's like family or all the things that we want. So you don't necessarily have to have children. But a lot of you could be headed down that track, or you already have children. So maybe some of you have been feeling defensive over your family. And maybe some of you have been put in a position where you felt like you had to choose between you and your family. Now, it seems like whatever the outcome is there, like you decide to start out on some sort of journey of getting to know yourself better. And that's a bit of a gamble. I guess the hope behind it is that it leads to some sort of fulfillment, like emotional, sort of self-supporting, self-nurturing fulfillment. Maybe like an emotional connection, yeah, something like that. I'm not really sure. Anyway, and more or less that there will be like friends and family in abundance, or we'll at least find like-minded people that will share, you know, our way of living or our way of thinking with us, so that we can find people in common and have a good time. And there might be like a lot of working together and sharing time and spending time and working together. I think I already said that, I can't remember. Like working with other people. There's something else I'm trying to say here and it's just not coming through right. Could be some sort of third-party situation, so we'll say that, we'll leave that. And maybe at the same time you're like trying to come through with some sort of like offer of security or stability for a person that you have in your sights, but this person that you have in your sights looks like, I don't know, it's like they're pointed in your direction, but they're not really sure. They're still trying to make up their mind. So I'm not sure if that resonates for you. We do have this Justice card going on in the background here. So let's see, what have we got? Could be Libra, but it also could actually be a case of if there is some sort of like a family situation going on, there could be some sort of like court circumstances, or even if it's not a family, even if it's just a couple, court could be something that people are having to deal with at this point in time. And if it's not as serious as something like court, it could just be like restoring the balance to whatever the situation was. And the only way that this can be done is by getting to know ourselves better, even though it is a gamble, so that we can at least, you know, work out how to reorient which direction we're willing to travel in anyway. If we weren't able to do that, we would never be able to change our situation. Not sure if some of you were kind of fed up in your old situation or feeling like neglected or unappreciated. For some of you, maybe A, B, U, S, E, D. You only take what resonates in these readings. Don't try to make anything fit. Not everything will apply to everyone or every circumstance. I do feel like whatever injustice or restoration to the balance that's brought in here will be quite grounding and really firm. So it's like it may really pave the way for everything else going forward, but it looks like good times all around, really. It's just I do get a sense here of almost feeling like a little bit lost, like as in lacking direction with the Wheel of Fortune. It's like we don't really know what way we're going. All we know is that we're going, and we're just going to try to find out on our way as we go. So, yeah. All right, group 1, tonight's reading is a quick one, so I hope that that was helpful in some way. And, you know, if it's nothing new that you did know, maybe it's just confirmation on how you're feeling, like acknowledgement or something like that. But either way, I wish you the best of luck with your journey at this point in time. I have many previous readings or videos that are timeless if you are looking for a more like in-depth look at your situation, that you can go check out at any time if you are so interested. So thanks for joining me tonight, and I'll see you all in another video. Okay, welcome to group 2. If you chose the purple candle, this is your reading for tonight. Tonight's reading will probably be a bit of a quicker one, so I'm hoping we can just be to the point. Okay, so group 2, you may actually have you may be currently attracting some unwanted attention at this point in time. Maybe you have had a whole heap of things happen and you're trying to work out what to do, where to go next, and you've been left feeling for dead with lots of heartache, trying to navigate towards some sort of wish fulfillment, all the while just trying to like hold it together. But it could be a lot, and I feel like other people could be still trying to grab hold of your energy during this time. So yeah, I feel like people are trying to pull on your energy. It's really disorientating when you're already going through like a really disorientating situation. You may be feeling like your world is being flipped upside down at this point, and you're really just trying to like navigate your way out of this situation or move forward in some capacity. I just feel like whatever's happened has left you in a position where it's like, I guess, can leave you feeling like it's near impossible. And the 3 of Swords is like, it can be hurt or heartbreak, but it's like tragedy in this situation. It wouldn't, yeah. And this wish fulfillment, I think it's like something outside of yourself, and it might just be like having some peace and quiet, or like a peaceful time in life, like catching a break. Some of you may have had some like really rough experiences as of recent. But it's like the whole thing that underpins this message for tonight is this energy of like not wanting to let go of the things that either didn't work out, or I don't know, the people or the old situation, whatever it was. Yeah, it could have been family, friends, a workplace. I'm not really sure. It's just like with other people, it seems. Yeah. But then also this person's holding on to their pentacles. So like it could have had to do with your money as well. It's really hard to say. We might actually see if we can get more on the tower before we go forward. Oh, for some of you, this may have been multiple arenas in your life, like work, a partner, you know, something to do with family or a friend as well. It's hard to say. So I'll just see. I'll try to take one more card. I don't know if any of you experience triggers very much as per se, if that's something. It was just sometimes I can pick up on the energy walking into a reading. It may be the case, it may not be, and even then it's just as likely it'll be like very specific for a small group of people here, not necessarily for everyone. But I feel like that tower moment would have had like quite a triggering effect for some of you. But I do feel like you do a really good job getting back on track and finding things to ground yourself, so that even when it seems impossible and it is painful, you do get those moments where you can really see the forest from the trees. And I think one of those things, I think you're like learning in life, like you're really prioritizing the things that matter most to you. I think one of those things is like good supportive people, whether it's friends or family, maybe stability or security, whether that's within the home or just financially, and then probably both, right? I guess prioritizing, like taking care of yourself and keeping snakes out of the garden so that you can actually like relax a bit and you're not worried about looking over your shoulder all the time about like who's around or what's happening and who's potentially feeding off what, because as if we needed that message. All right, we're just going to take some more cards. Okay. So we have, some of you could currently have, be attracting the interest or attention of, it could be a younger male, or it could just be like a really fiery, like, I don't know if they're like hot-headed or just have a big personality, or I don't know, like they want to have fun, they want to go out, they want to do stuff, they want to party, they want to go, whatever it is, I'm not sure. And that they like almost see you as a victory or like a challenge, but like a victorious challenge. Like if they were able to partner with you, it would actually, I think they would see it as like a successful partnership where you'd help each other overcome obstacles and challenges, and that would be like providing a new level of clarity in their life they didn't have before, because it's like what you both bring to the table would be like different elements. Although that's Six of Wands, it's really like fire and motivation. Do you know what it is? It's like this person seems very untamed, whereas you seem very disciplined, and they see that as like the truth and clarity of a situation being quite balanced and bringing like an agility where there's, and when I say agility, it's not really agility, it's like momentum. Like, you know, when something gets inertia, so like, let's say you're on a skateboard and you like have to start pushing until you get like a little bit of momentum going, and then all of a sudden you might go down a bit of a slope, or you might get like just enough speed that like you don't really need to push anymore, and like the board will sort of take off on its own, and that like if you were to actually like you can stop, you know, pushing and the board's continuing to move, but if you like hit something, like you would keep going. There's like that pent up, built up force that wants to keep pushing you because you've gained so much momentum, if that makes sense. So I think they see you as like really powerful on your own, especially if the two of you were brought together. Yeah. Six of Swords, Six of Wands. Yeah, okay. For some of you, this may be like one of your children is really pushing boundaries at the moment as they're trying to discover more about themselves. And there's something here to letting them develop their own confidence in the way they navigate the world, because I feel like they probably will be successful, and if anything, they might just need that, what is it? You know, when we like give our kids room to breathe and we give them that little bit of freedom of independence to make their own choices and help them learn in like a safer environment. It kind of gives me that feeling. But look, like we all have to make our own decisions in life, and you know more about your family and living situation and your children than anybody else does. So yeah, okay. And I think that what they're saying about that situation, if it is like it doesn't have to be a son, it could just be a child or like a young person that like you're caring for or something like that. But as they develop, they do become successful if you let them sort of learn to discipline themselves without too much pressure. That it kind of highlights the truth of who they are as a person. Like it teaches them more about themselves. For others of you, you could have like a young, maybe again a child, it's hard to say, or it even could just be yourself feeling very much like you could almost be feeling like you would just be taken by the wind and it wouldn't even bother you. If anything, it may actually help you feel calmer during this time, and just like that going with the flow in essence. Yeah, I think it's going with the flow. I think there's multiple scenarios coming through here, so just like I said, only take what fits, what resonates for you. So for some of you, it was like this this part of yourselves that was learning to navigate some sort of situation emotionally, and it may have been almost like a test from the universe, or like a scenario that was put in place on purpose to help you grow, and you were successful, and it really did help you refine your skills, and it really helped you learn more about yourself in a way that you didn't realize was possible, or that you like, maybe you realized you have certain traits that you didn't realize you had. Like maybe you thought you were like really untethered, and what you've since found out is that you're actually extremely disciplined and motivated, and you can achieve anything you put your mind to. And that's the truth about the situation. So whether that's relative to yourself, a loved one, feels like probably a child, and if it's not a child, it's like someone close to you. It's definitely a close person for sure. Okay, so group 2, that's everything that I have for you tonight. I hope that this was helpful in some way. Yeah, let us know in the comments, and I'll see you all in another video. I have a bunch of previous videos that are timeless that you are welcome to go look into if you're after some sort of more in-depth or specific reading. You can generally check out the titles and find something there that's listed. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or night, and I'll see you later. Okay, Okay, welcome group 3. If you chose the green candle, then this is your reading for tonight. I actually am wondering if some of you felt drawn to pile 1. Chances are that there could be a message there for you as well if you wanted to go back and have a look. So I feel like some of you may be like feeling a bit lost right now, looking for a sense of direction, trying to work out what means the most to you. Maybe some of you orient yourselves in way of like leaning towards family or friends or community, something like that. Or you're like embarking on the journey that's actually going to teach you what that means for you. And it is a journey of introspection for oneself. No one can tell you what this is. That means a lot to you. No one can teach you the things in life that you need to learn for yourself. And there's definitely a deep message here to look within and be processing emotions and things from our own lives. I get the feeling that you are quite wise. Some of you here could be Virgo or like have, you know, a strong Virgo energy or placements in your chart. Yeah, I think you're just like working out what means the most to you. Like what area in life do I want to take off at the moment? A lot of you could be thinking about studying, and if you're going to study, what type of areas are you going to study in? I feel like for some of you, the reason why you could be looking to study is to avoid some sort of like hardship or poverty type situation. So like maybe it's like that sense of wanting to better yourself, so you're going to take that chance and going out into the world to try to, you know, find a happier, more meaningful way of living. And it is a journey that you take on your own, but ultimately you're your own guiding light. You don't need anyone to tell you. You'll work it out. You've got to trust here. This is the big message. You've got to trust here that you've got what it takes and that you can work it out, and that you can be confident in your competence. You can do it. That's what they're saying. You can do it. Group 3, you can do it. Okay, so the last card that we have here is the Knight of Cups. So you could be just being led by your emotions or the things that mean a lot to you. Yeah, we've already sort of talked about that. So maybe you're looking for a life that's more about like emotional nourishment or sustainability over, say, something like, you know, necessarily like earning a lot of money or something. You're like looking for the things that really bring you joy in life. What creates a nourishing environment? That's what I keep getting. It's just like, if you could imagine you're out in the desert and someone's bringing you in a cup of water, what would it be that would keep you alive? You've got to ask yourself that question, so that when times get really hard and you're stuck and there's no one around and you don't know what to do, what would make you happy? What would make it bearable? What would make it worthwhile? What would make you do it all again? And with that being said, you know, sometimes that can bring about thoughts of heavy themes, but they want you to know that you've got like a brave heart. It's like your heart's made of fire. And like, don't doubt it. They're just saying don't doubt it. You've got to follow it. You've got to follow your heart. I think that's what this message is. You have to follow your heart or the things that mean a lot to you. Yeah. Okay. Well, group 3, hopefully that resonates for you and was helpful in some way. I know it's a quick one. All of tonight's readings will be fairly quick. If you're looking for a more in-depth reading, I do have a lot of like previous videos that are all timeless that you can actually go back and have a look through, and hopefully you can find something that resonates or is helpful to your situation at hand. I also do private readings. If that's something that you're interested in, you just use the email address out of the description box. I will never reach out to anyone or approach anyone, so that's just something that's up to you. If you email me with whatever query you have, I can let you know what ways we can you know, go about a personal reading for you. So thanks for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe if this was helpful in some way, and I'll see you all later on. Okay, welcome group 4 to tonight's reading. If you chose the pink candle, then this is your reading. Starting off with the Judgment card. I'm just getting something about like Judgment Day is upon us. So it's kind of like anything that you have been doing up until this point is actually going to really be held into account, or when taking things into account, how you've acted in the past, the things that you have and haven't done, you know, the times that you were good and the times that you weren't, and the times that you remained neutral when you needed to take a different stance, and that it may leave you feeling in a place of carrying the heavy load or the burden by yourself. But the truth is, it's just, you know, you'll find your spark in this moment, and you'll actually get to work, and you'll probably create something great out of it that brings you joy, and something that you actually enjoy being dedicated to, and you work harder every day. I think that you'll definitely make money. Whatever this is, whatever is born out of this transformative experience is going to help you in your wealth. Like, it's going to transform your wealth in some way. I feel like there's definitely a good chunk of you in this group that it is actually like material possessions or wealth, and like, you know, material wealth. There is a small group here though that I feel like it's just actually like wealth of well-being. Yeah. And they're basically saying right now, it's like the work that you're putting in might not be necessarily bearing any fruit, and if it is, it's not really like getting you anywhere. They want you to know to just keep going. If you can keep going, you'll make it. But just don't forget that when it is really hard, to stop and smell the roses, because it'll be in those small moments that you're taking to make the most out of that period of time that will really show you the things that are important to follow. So it'll be like an inspiring moment or an epiphany, something like that, and you'll go like, I don't know why I didn't think about that before. And yeah, it'll be like a strong driving factor, something that you're really passionate about. So if you guys can find something that you're really passionate about, that's the key. But some of you could be agriculture, some of you could be some sort of industry, not industry, industrial industry. It's like farming or building things. So some of you could be like engineers, or what do we got here? It's just, I don't even know, like it could be to do anything with like the maybe earth sustainability, conservation, growing things. I don't know. People that nourish. So it could even go as far as things like dietitians, or if there's something that you have like a really strong passion about, even if it's just something about like eating organic whole foods or something like that. I'm not really sure. Okay, so it looks like right when I thought we were probably going to be leaning towards wrapping up, we had a bunch more cards pop out. So one thing that they were wanting me to let you know was that this Judgment Day, whatever that looks like for you when it happens, it's going to be double the pain of like the load to carry afterwards. So basically they're trying to say that this might actually be like really scary, really terrifying. It might be really stressful to go through, whatever that is, but know that after that day is over, and that whatever the outcome is all wrapped up, and then you're moving on, the load will lighten like half the weight off your shoulders. Okay, it'll still be heavy for a while, but it's like not too far to go, and you've done it so well for so long already that you're so much stronger now, and the load's about to lighten, and then it won't be too far. You'll have this moment, you'll have this realization, whatever it is, or this spark of like, that's what it is. That's what I've like been trying to work out about myself. That's the way I want to go in life, something like that. Anyway, so it's like you're trying to find a balance between like, you know, maybe dealing with these like stressful things and whatever this Judgment Day is, and then at the same time you're like trying to find ways to provide stability and security to those around you. Maybe you have like family, like little people, like kids and stuff, or maybe it's just so that you can remain stable within yourself and like look after yourself, like your well-being, like your self-care. And then in the end, like if things aren't working out, it's okay to grieve them and walk away. It gives me the sense here that there's like a lot of free will and free choice. There's always free will and free choice in every scenario. You never have to do like what spirit says, nothing like that. We all make our own decisions. We all have responsibility for discernment. And, you know, at the end of the day, if you ignore a so-called, like, you know, a guided message from spirit, your life isn't necessarily going to fall apart, okay? You know, things can shift and change, and you know, if anything, one door might close and another opens up. But I feel like for this group right now, it doesn't really matter what way you go. Like, I think you're trying to weigh that up. I think you're trying to say, do I, like, you know, follow this, do all the right things, put the work in, hopefully find something that I'm equally as good at as I am equally passionate at, and I can, like, make a heap of money, leave a legacy, be the best at what I do, kind of like a master in my scenario, or am I trying to find, like, a balance between, you know, like my work life, like harvest and abundance between the things that I enjoy that bring me peace and like keep me grounded, as well as having that bit of stability. And if I can do that, maybe I have to grieve some of my dreams, but maybe that's what's more important to me. Or maybe you have to grieve that dream of finding that balance, and maybe going after something that has a real legacy is like the way to go. It's really hard to say here for this group. It's really whatever you choose. So I know that's not always helpful, but Spirit's really leaving this one open. If that's, yeah, do we want to? No, that's everything. Okay, so for some of you, it may be helpful to work with petrified wood. If you already have crystals and that's something that you're interested in, see if we can get a bit better light on it so you can see the colors. It's really beautiful. It'll be really grounding, so that makes sense. Yeah, if any of you are interested in working with petrified wood, that's something that you could do. Maybe otherwise you just need to spend some time outdoors or in around trees or some sort of plant life or with the earth. But yeah, that's basically everything that I have in the reading for you. And this was a pretty short and sharp reading for tonight, and it wasn't necessarily like conclusive. So it is something that it looks like you have to be the captain of your own ship and actually really decide which way you would like to steer the boat, what means the most to you, what looks like the path of least resistance versus, you know, what outcome you're wanting to achieve in the world. But on that note, I do have a bunch of timeless YouTube like pick a card videos that I've previously listed that you can go back and look at, that may have more specific messages for you if that's something that's helpful. I don't think I have any specifically career related ones where it's like a career topic pick a card, but quite often random things will come through in any general pick a card that I do. So it still may be worthwhile going through and having a look if there's one that you're drawn to there. But anyway, that's everything that I have for you tonight, Group 4. Thank you for joining me. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks.